Praise Kingdom Teachers back with brother
YAHAWAH.
and King Porter. We back with a lesson tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed the last two lessons we brought to y'all. They were very entertaining, but also very true. Some things we need to do in our life. Get right with the Father and the Son. But tonight, it's gonna be another, lesson that I would like for you to really get and teach the ones that is not in the light need to get. Because this, you really don't want to be on this side. And the lesson tonight will be being a friend of the world is the enemy to the Father. Whew. Think about that, King.
Man, that's deep, man. I mean, he said you can't serve two gods. Two masters. You're gonna love one and hate the other, or hate one and love the other. So
that's true. We see that in many ways. We can just start with people. People have families. And in your family, some clean to others more than they clean to others. Some people have a favorite cousin. Some people, the mother or father like one, daughter or son more than the other one. We see these things all the time. But the Father getting ready to show you don't want to be his enemy. Because you don't want that book. That book rough. But we're going to get this lesson started tonight. We'll start off in James 4 and verse 4.
Forward to this lesson, man.
Oh, yes.
I definitely don't want to be an enemy of the Father, brother.
You know what to say, King. Don't want none of that situation at all. They're going to find out this first verse right here. So, King, let them have it.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?
Ooh. Intimate with the Father. Keep going.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
So, all y'all they want to be friends with the world, your worldly people, The Father already told you, you are my enemy. Israelite, guess what? They're talking to us. All of us. That's who he talking to now. He ain't talking to no other name, he talking to us. He said, since y'all want to be friends with the heathen, y'all gonna be my enemy.
Hey, that's just like when he said, 2 days ago when we was doing that lesson, and they said they always want to cut them side deals, boy. Them side deals will cost you.
Hey, King, how you say them side deals?
Them side deals, boy.
It was like the conversation we were having, King, earlier today, Even when we live in this world, somebody want to go with their partner to do something, but you always want to get hooked up.
Yeah, you want to cut the side deal with the man. And then when the main man find out that you can cut that side deal, remember what happened in New Jack City?
Exactly. G-Money, he saw what happened to him. And G-Money got took out the game, didn't he? Oh, okay.
Am I my brother keeper?
Yes, I am. Hey, we're going to go to Romans 8 and verses 6 through 8.
Man.
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 My brother keeper.
You said 8 and what?
We're going to go to Romans 8, 6 through 8.
Okay. Yeah, man.
All praise.
Looking forward to this lesson, man.
You know it.
Hey, this is the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death.
Do be what?
To be carnally minded is death.
But to be what?
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Life and peace, to have a spiritual mind. How we see that today in this world?
Man, not much at all, man.
Every time we
spiritual.
Every time we look out there, what we see.
See them carnally minded people, man.
Y'all be trying to teach them out there on the byways. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Matter of fact, King, just give some examples. You know, you've been out there for a while. You know, give a few examples to the audience, to Israel.
You know, like especially, man, like when I be out there, you know, it's more of the, well, I can't say it's more of the women than the men because it's actually equal. You know what I'm saying? But with the women, the biggest thing I see is the non-modestly dressed. You know, of course, wearing the things that pertain to a man. You know, it's hard for our sisters to get rid of them pants, man. You know what I'm saying? To be modest. You know what I'm saying? That's just a tough one, you know. Despite all the other stuff, it's just that's one of the biggest things I see is the pants, brother. That pants spirit and that manly spirit. It's like definitely that Willie Lynch letter, man, to the T.
Oh yeah, and see, you know, a lot of that I blame the system. You know, when you take the man's out the house, this is what you get.
Wake them up, all right.
You know, women take on that role of trying to be a man, which she'll never be able to be. But sometimes they have a good king and don't know it. It's just like a king will have a good queen and don't know it because they don't know their roles because they're not going by the book.
You know, I think sometimes people overcompensate for the book. Where it's like, you know, to be submissive is one thing, but to be, you know, a slave when he say love your wife and you love yourself, you know, that's a total different thing.
But exactly, you know, just like he said, as husband, you love your wife like you love yourself.
That's deep, man.
And see, another thing kings don't understand, that if you submit to the king, right, which is the father and the son, I think if your wife see you being that way and doing them things, she gonna do the same to you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. She gonna definitely give you your just dues and your praise, man.
Exactly.
I think so, especially she's a true woman of the Most High. You know?
Exactly. And that's all praise, all we ask for. And I know that's all that what they ask for.
Yeah, that's it.
They just do.
You know?
Verse 8, King.
Verse 7.
Yeah, verse 7.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God.
We just heard that in James 4:4, right?
Yup.
Okay.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God.
To what?
To the law of God.
Pastor say law done away with.
Until the law of God.
Pastor Member say the law done away with.
Until the law of God.
So it sounds like the law still good.
Yeah, the law good, man.
Oh, okay.
Last time I checked, this is Paul in the New Testament, too.
I ain't that something. They love Paul. Paul tell them they eat what?
But he says subject to the law of God.
Subject to the law of God. So let me know the law still good. What about you, gang?
Yeah, I think I'm going to follow the law.
Me too.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to be the enemy.
No, I definitely don't want to be the enemy. I saw what happened to Egypt.
Oh, Egypt well.
Man, Greece.
Well.
Man, Rome.
Ooh, and what's going on now here?
Man, yeah, look, baby Babylon. Babylon the Great.
Tearing it up. Look at California. Look at New York. Look at Texas. Look at Florida. Now we right here in the heart of the South, Louisiana and Mississippi. Look at tearing it up.
Yeah, I don't want to have a problem.
Michigan, tearing it up. So you know he tearing, north, south, east, and west up. And he started well in the east.
Yeah.
Now he's working himself all the way across. The book don't lie. The book said the exact same thing. Go ahead, King.
From the top of verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
If I don't like no carnal mind, you become his enemy.
Yeah. And he said, neither can it be. So even if you wanted to be subject to the law,
exactly.
you can't be.
Can't be. We just told you.
Reprobate mind.
Reprobate mind. And that's a sad thing to have, especially once you get in the truth. Have a reprobate mind. What he say? Matter of fact, King, find that verse, King. He said, I'd rather spew you out his mouth.
If you are warm or cold,
that lukewarm.
Man, hey, that lukewarm spirit ain't no joke, boy.
Lukewarm is going on here today. Going on out here in Israel. We got a lot of lukewarm going on. That's not cool with the Father now. He told you, like King was telling me today, he said you rather not to know the word, rather not to know this word, to be lukewarm with the Father.
Brother.
Mm.
Man, brother.
That's a heavy verse right there.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
As you heard, it is spew out his mouth. I mean that he don't need you, he don't want you. You became an enemy to the Most High. You can't, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't come an enemy.
I don't want to be an enemy.
I'm about your don't I film, we both film, we all film and keep these commandments. Do what he say, do not what you want to do.
Never know what you want to do.
You know what to say, go ahead, King.
Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God.
They in the flesh can't please the Father.
Hey, you know what, King? That's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You got a girlfriend. Well, you know, in the truth, you know, you got your wife, and your wife mad at you, right? You go get her, you know, a dozen roses. You know, get her best candy.
That's right, King.
You know, get her a pair of shoes, her favorite pair of shoes, right? But you can't please her.
Oh, today, pleasing, King, pleasing today is hard if they mind don't think book.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of queens fight that world spirit, sometimes trying to creep on. And you know, as kings, we gotta try to keep that spirit away from them, you know, and sometimes it's hard and sometimes, you know, it easy, you know. It just depends on, you know. That's why I always tell folks, watch people you around. Don't let these demons jump on you. Why? Even with watching the stuff on your phone, your TV, demons know how to work if you can't use these spiritual eyes, spiritual ears, spiritual mind.
They turn you to an enemy, man.
Yes, it will.
Man.
Oh, that was heavy right there, King. That was verse 8. So we're going to go to Romans 1, chapter 1, verses 28 to 32.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
What?
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
Now, who give you knowledge?
God did, man.
But they ain't want it. Well, go ahead, King.
God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Did you just say that, King? Did you just say that, King?
That's the spirit, man.
A reprobate mind. Carry on, King.
To do those things which were not convenient, which are not convenient.
That just like when you do something ain't convenient. You know, you laugh at it. Just think about it. Just say, I had to go to the store. Now I know King driving right by the store, but I let him drive past the store, and because I'm too scared and my convenience to, hey, could you pull over right there? I need to go by there. But I let you drive 4 miles down the road, but I'm talking about now I want to go to the store. Now, wouldn't it more convenient to tell you that wine game with you, for you can stop me at the store up there?
Because it was right on the way.
That's how, like their mind. A lot of people got that reprobate mind. That's how they think.
You're right.
And that's how they do it today in this time.
You're right.
They got that reprobate mind. Go ahead, King.
To do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit,
We see all that.
Malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God.
Ooh, don't we see that today? All these Christian churches.
Despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents.
We see so much of that going on today. King, I want you to go to a few things, and I want y'all to remember majority of things King just said.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna
got a couple more.
Go ahead, King.
31. without understanding, covenant breakers. Ooh, covenant breakers.
Don't they do that all the time? You real.
As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? They said a side deal, man. They wanted to make a covenant with the heathens.
Exactly.
Covenant breakers.
Yeah, they said let's do away with what?
With the covenant.
Yeah.
Because since we left the heathen, we have been unhappy.
Go ahead, King.
Without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only to do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
You see that? King, if you don't mind, could you find me the verse when he said the people have waxed cold? Find it, because you know them last few verses let you know how our people is. Right to this day, this how our people is. You know, this in the New Testament right here in Rome. You know, so our people like this to this day. They like this. Ain't nothing changed. Remember, we were bought out of Egypt to Egypt. Bondage. Okay, we're gonna. King gonna explain this to you. You know, a lot of our people to wax cold. And these folks hard right here to wax cold towards their own people. We ain't talking about the enemy. You know, this why you the enemy to Father now, because you an enemy to your own people.
And this is the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 11. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And that's exactly what King just read to y'all out of Romans 1, 28 through 32. All these things happen because you the wax cold.
Wax cold, man.
Against your own brother.
Hey, and then if you look what he said in verse 11, and many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. That's a lot of the reason why we wax cold.
Exactly.
Because now the laws are done away with. The great two. YAHAWAH fulfilled the law. Like, you know what I'm saying? All these things, man. Like,
matter of fact, King, let's go to Proverbs 6, man. Because, see, I just want to show people the Father said you become the enemy because of what? Do you remember these right here in Romans 1, 28 to 32? Let's go to Proverbs 6 and start at 16.
man. Yeah, because at the end of the day, man, that's what, you know, you look at a lot of the brothers out there pushing this word, man, and they always say that. You got to stay on fire for the Most High.
Got to.
That lukewarm spirit that they was talking about in Revelations, the Most High ain't dealing with that, bro.
Ain't dealing there with nobody,
That lukewarm?
That lukewarm. Talking about you a servant you won't serve.
Man, he said, I'd rather you be hot or
Exactly.
cold. But
Hot
that
or cold.
lukewarm, I'm done with that.
Done with it. I have no mercy for you. And the Father don't have no mercy for you.
None. None.
You know where your spot gonna be at.
Oh, yeah. You gonna get that Wi-Fi,
You
man.
gonna get it. Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look.
Our people have.
A lying tongue.
Our people have.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
And they show have that.
18. And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
They think about it all the time.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Can't wait to tell somebody your business.
Verse 19. A false witness that speaketh lies.
Ooh, that's what they do all the time. They say, hey, you heard such and such did this, such and such ain't did nothing, but they said such and such did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead, King.
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
That means you always ran stuff up with brothers. Now you go run. It's like throwing a stone at a joker and running to hide. Come on now, the Father don't like that. He hate them things. He just
So
told you.
discord, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You lying on your brother, man. You bearing false witness upon your brother, man. That's an abomination.
Abomination. And the Father hate that. And he told you what he gonna do to you. You his enemy and you do things like that. How you think you gonna be dabbing up with your brother like this? But now you got the knife in his back like this.
Man,
Come on, now I don't need no brother like
Dab
that.
him with one hand and stab him with the other.
Stab him with the
The
other.
dab and stab.
Today.
The damn dab and stab, boy.
Hey, you dab, my stab.
Damn.
It's real.
I tell you, boy. I tell you something about it.
And we talk about the people in the truth now.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the folks. We ain't talking about the world of Israelites. We talking about the Israelites in truth.
This one of them fringe. This is that fringe lesson right here.
This the one I give you to share off my back.
Mm.
And you still do me wrong, my brother. Sad. Sad, brother. We gonna ease on the 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 through 17. I hope y'all getting something out of this. These are type of lessons right here make you look at yourself and see what type of person you is, you know. If it don't, something wrong with you.
Yeah, because are you really, you know what I'm saying, dislike all those in the world? Because really the Most High only loves one nation of people.
That's it.
And at the end of the day, after that, like that's why I said, I don't bang on Esau like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he will be, like I said a few lessons back, he will be the one that will be utterly destroyed. But I mean, the Most High don't like any other nation.
Exactly. He already told you that he gonna do away with them. But just guess what though? He gonna do away with
Like us, 2/3.
2/3. Come on now. So you ain't if you worried about the other nations and you ain't worried about yourself in your own nation, I don't know what to tell you. Cause I ain't worried about Esau, Moab. I ain't worried about none of them. I'm worried about my people that in the truth. And the ones not in the truth, they try to give them this light that the Father gave me, but they can shine.
Man.
And tell other brothers, other sisters, hey, don't you know for each brother that you get in this truth, it make our job a little bit more easy. You won't see me and King on here doing videos all the time, but we still gonna do them all the time. I'm just saying, it is other people y'all can watch and learn from. We're not saying y'all getting tired of learning from us, because hey, we love y'all and we hope y'all love us. So you know, we just trying to get more people to understand what's going on in this world that the Father created, His Son created, to get these people on the right track. You know, we say it all the time, we're ready to go home, but we ain't going home if they keep our people in sin.
Yeah. We also gotta love each other, man.
We got to. That's the main thing right there.
Man, this is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
What's in the world?
Man, everything but the Most High.
Everything but the Most High. How do you folks trick our people? With what?
Man, with everything, with the lust of the eyes. Man.
Go ahead, King.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right?
Ain't in him. Because the Father don't care nothing about the materialistic thing. He don't care nothing about your college degree, your high school diploma, your big time job you making 6 figures on. He don't care nothing about that.
He don't care nothing about that.
You know, like he say, hey, I come for the poor. I deal with the poor. Because for the rich, it's going to be hard for you to get in.
Yeah.
And see, what our people got to understand, we got to be rich of Him. Rich of Him in mind.
Yeah.
But a lot of our folks, they can't get rich of Him when they rich with these worldly eyes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, King.
That's in spirit. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
And it just let you know all the things that you see and it made is of the world. That's why the Father say, you know, what He give you is from above. That will not understand. I keep harping on this because that's what it is. It's not no Mercedes-Benz, no Cadillac, no big old 17,000 foot house. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's wills not understanding above like we doing, relating this back to His people, which is our people. Go ahead, King.
Verse 17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
Doing the will, you abide forever. Doing the will. Who else did the will?
The Son, man.
Okay, he was the great example in the world for us. So that means that we got to do the will too.
You gotta do the will.
Got to do it. Well, let's move on. The second Ezra, verse 4, chapter 4 and verse 2.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 2. And said, thy heart hath gone too far in this world. And thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High?
I mean, your mind went too far. And you think you can think like the Father. What's wrong with you? Who give you all wisdom not to understand to even think? The Father do.
Man, and that's just deep too. Because you know, once you go on too far in the world, it's just like not knowing how to swim but getting too far off in the lake. It's over for thou, man.
It's over.
You're going to drown.
Exactly. We just seen many people go out there to the beach and drift way off the sea, never be heard of.
That's why the Most High say, don't go past your strength, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Teach within your strength. Do whatever I give you, whatever gift I give you, do it within your strength.
Exactly. Stop trying to be hero.
Stop trying to be hero.
You know, heroes start watching Hollywood, it was your better. Well, I call Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
Just because one brother may know 100 precepts, don't mean he done gave me that gift.
Exactly. And even knowing all these precepts and knowing these lessons don't mean that you're going to get through one of them 12 gates. It just really don't.
It's a lot of other requirements.
Stay humble, like King said in the very beginning. Stay humble and respect your people. I don't care how long they've been in the truth. Respect them, because I guarantee you can learn something from them if you talk to them long enough.
Yeah. And this is one thing that I always say. I don't care if you're out there street teaching, or if you doing the lessons behind the camera, or if you just do the work without no camera and no street lessons. Like at the end of the day, to me, I look at, 1 Corinthians 12, when he says, you know what I'm saying, that we all are the body of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And so the eye can't do without the foot can't do without the hand. You know what I'm saying? I do multiple jobs within the body, and I say I respect them all, man.
Respect everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the key.
I respect the guy that holds the sign, hold post in camp.
You better say it again.
Just as a guy that's just cutting video.
Exactly. And I go into another situation. I play football, King played football. They called me a star quarterback. I just was another one of the guys. That's just how I looked at it. I don't care if you was a trainer, wherever you was, I always took time out to talk to you, see how you feeling, because nobody know how you feeling and what's going on in your mind, Take time out to talk to the little kids, made sure they were good, because you never get too high of yourself. I don't care if you in the world or out the world. Don't get too high of yourself, because the Father, he build you up, and he'll break you down.
And even with the Son, he said, you know what I'm saying, he washed the feet of the apostles, right? Because he has shown you, in order to be a great leader, you also got to be a servant of this thing.
And that's what it's all about, being a servant.
Yeah, man.
We left Egypt being servant, we back in Egypt being servant.
All praises.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go to 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 36.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, you said what?
Verse 36.
Verse 36. For our brethren who now have suffered a short pain are dead under God's covenant of everlasting life, but though through the judgment of God shalt receive just punishment for thy pride.
We just read about pride. I think in every book we went into, we read about pride. But let them give you. I got to say this. They gave you gay pride month last month. They took the Father rainbow and disrespected to the fullest. But why are people that margin about that? Since you like to march so much, they like the Father say, y'all, you the wax cold. They don't have no love for the Father. Well, people like us, we became terrorists because we were afraid and give our people the word that the Father gave us to give them. to be the light for these lost Gentiles, these lost Israelites. Come on, man. I don't know what's going on in the world. You know, it trips me out every day when I just go outside, go to work, and see our people messed up. Messed up. Go ahead, King.
And I love how he says it, but I, as my brethren, offer up my body, right? Because when you going out there doing this work, you offering up your body, man, as a sacrifice.
And who did that?
Right? The Son, man.
Okay.
And it says, like for the laws of our Father, right? Beseeching God that he would speedily be merciful to our nation. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like everlasting, are dead under God's covenant. So it said, for our brethren who now have suffered a short pain are dead. So like under God's covenant, right? Because we dead because we ain't got our own personal life.
Exactly.
Right? Through the judgment of God shall receive just punishment for thy pride. So he's saying like the Most High is a just God. So he's going to give you that just punishment.
He tell you all out through the word.
Man,
He gonna give you your just either in the world or out the way. He gonna give you your just.
Man,
He gonna give it to you.
and he letting you know, man, today, don't be prideful, because that's what the world does.
Exactly.
Now, you're an enemy of them when you become prideful.
Exactly.
We know the children of pride according to Obadiah.
Ooh, say it again.
And I don't want to be that.
Brother, say it again. That's why I just stay humble with this word. Help out anybody I can help. You know, it don't matter what it is, you know, I just try to do my best to do my part, what the Father allowed us to do. Not because we want to do it, because He allowed us to do it.
Man.
King? You done with that, King?
Yep.
We're going to go to Matthew 6 and verse 24. Ooh, yes. Come on with it, King. That's that one you talked about earlier, you know.
This is the book of Matthew.
Let's start at let's start at 22.
Okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness.
That's why light can't dwell with darkness. Can't dwell with it.
Can't do it with it at all, man.
Can't do it. He just let you know right there. But our people, I don't know. I got to. Well, you know that he my friend ever since the 8th grade. But do he walk with the Father? Do he do what the Father say do? Do he do his will? That means that they ain't your friend. Get wrong, King.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
You see a lot of that today.
Yeah. Dang. Verse 24. No man can serve two masters.
Can't do what?
No man can serve two masters.
I got a best friend, she ain't the truth.
No man can serve two masters.
I got a best friend, he ain't the truth.
No man can serve two masters.
I got a brother, he ain't in the truth.
No man can serve two masters.
I got a mom that I earthly love, but she ain't the truth.
No man can serve two masters.
Oh, okay, keep going.
For either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Don't we say that all the time? You know, and I'm going to get real for 1 minute. We, even in the truth, we have certain people we like to watch. We like to listen to. You know, I do my best to try to just listen to everybody. I don't care what if you're saying some real truth, because I'm going to go back and precept it out and check it out. You know, that's what the Father told us to do, not because ain't nobody saying they don't believe what you say. Just the point, that's we supposed to do our homework. And what the Father say? We have to do what? Read this book for understanding. You know, that's how you get understanding. Reading the book. Brother, say it again. Go ahead, King.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
You ain't gonna serve mammon. You know what mammon is? You know, you can't, you know, a lot of our people play Russian roulette every day. They go out there, Praise, man. They praise him.
Yeah, they love man.
But come back and drop down on their knees and say they praying to the Father.
No, not that.
Oh, yes, they do. Sad. And get around him. Sing old hymns that ain't got nothing to do with the Father. But they say they love him.
Oh, yeah, they say they love him, though.
They say you love him, but what the Father say? You say you love him with your lips, but what?
Your heart is far from him.
I see it all the time. What about you, King?
Oh, I definitely see it all the time.
It's sad, man. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Romans 12 and verse 2.
Yeah, man, you're right, man. I see it all the time when people say they love him. He said, but in that day, I want to tell you, I do not know you. I've cast out many demons and done many wonderful works in your name. You know, say, I do not know you.
Far away from me.
Part away from you, work of iniquity. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Hold on. Be not conformed to this world. Think about it now. He said not to this world. So who world is this?
Hey, this is the world of Satan.
Exactly. So why everybody think that this day, they lane, this day world?
Rest, man.
Keep going, King, man.
Yeah. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
That means right up here.
Yeah.
Your heart.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Hold up. What did he say? Did he say, people say you can't be what?
He said perfect.
But what did that end part just say?
It says, an acceptable and perfect will of God.
So there you go, folks. You can be perfect for the Father, but not for man. Don't forget it. Never let man tell you what you can't do. Remember what the Father said you can do.
Man, hey, hey, look, I got a precept because,
Go
I've argued with a lot, I ain't gonna say argue, but I've dialogued with a lot of people that, said the same thing, that you can't be perfect, So I definitely got a precept for that, man.
Go ahead with the King.
Right? Because why would the Most High say be perfect? Right? So this is coming from the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 48, right? Because at the end of the day, why would he ask you to do something if it was impossible?
We better say it again.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 48. So it says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
King, I got a number for you, man, if you can find it. And he also said that, all things are possible to who?
To him who believes.
But what he said, all things are possible. He was breaking it down to him. He said, through man it's not possible, but through my Father all things are possible.
You're right, man. Hey.
All things are possible through the Father.
This is Matthew 19 and 26. Yeah, because, man, at the end of the day, man, there's no way that the Bible is going to ever come back void. It's not a lie.
Better say it again.
So at the end of the day, everything that they said, right?
Hey, what the lesson said the other day?
Man, you already know. Hey, this is the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 26. But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible. With men this is impossible. But with God all things are possible.
So what he's saying is all things. I can't be perfect.
All things are possible.
I can't walk down the road without somebody shooting me.
Man, all things are possible.
But see, the Father saying, if you doing His will and doing these commandments, all things are possible. He can make you be that perfect person.
I got another precept, man.
Yeah.
Job chapter 1, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Just because
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to debunk that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That there's not nobody that is perfect, man.
Exactly.
Job 1 and 1, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick cut.
Quick cut, give it to him, King.
Right? Because I mean I do hear people all the time, but you can't be perfect. Everybody no.
But
The
who
perfect will. The
Exactly,
will.
exactly.
You keep the law, statutes, commandments, and do the work, do everything you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do. And in the Most High's eyes, you are perfect because of His will, right? He gives you that grace.
Say
right?
it again, King. Say it again.
Grace ain't for you to just be leaning on.
Exactly.
Grace, period. You can't go without paying your rent forever
You better say
and
it
expect
again.
to keep your apartment,
There's no way.
right? But if they give you that grace period, hey, I don't get paid on the 1st, I get paid on the 4th. My grace period ends on the 8th. I pay my rent, I'm good.
Exactly. I get my check on the 4th, let me go home and pay this rent. That's your main.
Not, I don't have to pay it.
Exactly.
Not that I don't have to do the commandments.
But what do our people do?
Oh, they don't want to do it.
They'll go out and party.
Oh, they gonna party.
Spend all their money, but they'll call you and me. Man, can I borrow $200 till I get paid?
Okay, what happened that you had to do that?
Exactly.
Mm.
But when you question them about your money, it's a problem now.
Okay, but watch this though. The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect.
Say it again.
And that man was perfect
Go ahead with it.
and upright, and one that feared God, which is the beginning of the fear of God is the beginning of all wisdom, and eschewed evil.
That means he stayed away from evil. He flee. If you were evil and you were doing something you ain't supposed to do, Job got away from you. Job said, I ain't want no part of this.
Gave you the Heisman. Gave you that damn Heisman.
I'm telling you, that stiff arm was, hey, and they're hearing getting that stiff arm all the time in the NFL. You lay them down.
Lay them down.
And that's how Job was doing, laying them down. Get on out the way. You got to be the same way, Israel. You know, you go, tell your brother or your sister they ain't Aaron. But at the same time, if they don't take heed to what you're saying, flee. Don't be there.
Don't ever be there.
You're going to be in a bad situation in that situation. We're going to go to Galatians chapter 1, verses 3 through 5.
Man, all praise.
All praise.
At the end of the day, man, like you said, we definitely gotta rebuke our people, but then at the same time, we gotta have that brotherly love too.
Gotta have that brotherly love.
Man, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 1 and verse 3. Grace be to you and peace from God the Father and from our Lord Jesus Christ, who gave himself for our sins.
Him, but who?
For our sins.
Okay.
That he might deliver us from this present evil world.
Ooh, present evil world.
That sounds like future tense, didn't it?
But we're going to keep reading. I want to go soon. We can be offended with that.
According to the will of God and our Father, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen.
Man, so let's go to 2 Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, because
2 Corinthians. Chapter 4.
chapter 4.
You probably know
Oh yeah, I know
where
exactly where you're going. I already know where you're going with this.
Exactly where I'm going.
When we start at verse 3. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest of them which lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
And let's go to John 12 and 31. 12 and 31. So we're going to show them, this world and that our people right now serve because they don't want to get these laws, statutes, commandments. verse 31.
It's the book of John, chapter 12, verse 31. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out.
So go right back to what Cub was reading at Galatians 1, 3 through 5. You know, our people, a lot of our people don't even know who this world is given to first. And they serving the wicked. So now, if y'all watching this video, y'all know who y'all been serving. Y'all ain't been serving the Father because y'all doing man ways. Y'all been serving Satan.
Hey, if you want, I can go ahead and give you that precept.
Go ahead with
Job
it.
9 and 24, you know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, a lot of people don't know who they serve.
Exactly.
A lot of people, like, hey, and that's the reason why, you know, when we out there street teaching, you know, all the camps, you know, and they say, hey, you know what I'm saying, let go of the so-called red, you know, the so-called white man, which is the red man the Bible speaks of, you know, and get away from your oppressor. And people are like, oh, well, God don't hate everybody and this and that. But see, once you start to understand these scriptures, right, then you understand what's going on. Because the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 21, the earth is given, not took over, not somebody just happened to stumble upon or whatever. The hand is given. So the Most High given it unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Because the judges is YAHAWAH, right? Is the Father. You know what I'm saying? God is, you know what I'm saying? The prophets, the apostles, right? Those are the judges, because we go out there and we judge our peers. We let them know when they in sin, right? So they cover them. They change them. They change in iconoclasm. They change them all over into the so-called white men, right? Peter, Paul, John, Mark, Luke, right? All these are so-called black men, you know what I'm saying, which are the 12 tribes. But yet they changed them all to white men in the iconoclasm period, which was in that medieval time when they changed, whitewashed everything. You know what I'm saying? The Council of Nicaea. So, you know, that's why when, you know, you got the camps and all the teachers out there that said the so-called white man are the devil the Bible speaks of, and then you got, like you would say, brother, Sambo, saying, oh, no, Master sick, I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? No, Master, you damn sick. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't sick.
I ain't sick.
You know it. And back then, you had a lot of our slaves that gave their life for their mouths.
Man.
That's sad, but the Father said we should give our life for one another.
That's why I said that's the love in the world, though.
But that goes back. Sambo, Sambo love their mouths. They love this world they live in. I just want to know when the Father turn this thing upside down a little while, what they gonna do?
Man.
Done, King.
Yeah.
Let's go to Matthew 20 and verse 28.
Man, this world's done, man.
Oh yeah, it's done. You can at any time the firecracker might pop.
We got the book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 28. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many.
Ransom for many.
Hey, you weren't trying to be a friend with the world, was he?
Not at all. Because he didn't play no game. How many times he went up in them synagogues and whooped the skin off them bruised up in there, knowing they don't supposed to be up in there.
Hey, look, because it tells you right here, because like you always say, he said, as I got commanded from my Father, right? So he came to do the commandment of the Father.
That's right, his will.
And that's why at the beginning of 28 it says, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto. So he's saying, you weren't going to teach him. He came to teach you.
He came to teach you. I'm an example.
Yeah.
I'm the best example you ever going to have. So how can you tell me something?
And that's just like when those that are in the world try to tell us, you know, come to those that have been learned, those that are doing the will of the Father, right? Like, and they say, oh, y'all bold, y'all think y'all know everything. No, it ain't the fact that those that are learned, that the Most High have inspired and put his word in, you know, feel like they know everything. It's not that. It's just the fact that if you are a friend of the world, and we are the friend of the Father.
You ain't our friend. And what did the Father say do when your people do that? He said, cry out loud.
Spare not, Proverbs 28:1.
No, right.
Lift up your voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, their sins, man.
And what did he say? Jacob,
Man.
Did he say Jacob?
Yeah,
So,
he said.
And what Jacob name changed to?
Israel, man.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
In
Now,
Genesis, man.
I'm just saying, ain't that so that lets you know he wasn't talking about the whole world.
No.
He's talking about his people.
His people, man.
So I'm just saying, yeah, you know. You done, King?
Yep. Yeah, man.
Let's go to Philippians chapter 2 and verses 6 to 8.
It's a heavy lesson, man.
A lot of people, these one of the lessons that really make you look at yourself, you know.
Yeah, because this is one of them lessons that is actually talking to Israel.
Directly.
You know what I'm saying? This one ain't the Gentile teaching, the other Gentile teaching. This is the straight Israel,
Exactly.
the Israel, not the Gentile Israel, the Israel. Like, look,
exactly.
You think that you're in the truth, but you're doing things that are being friends with the enemy.
Is that contrary to the truth?
Not contrary to the truth.
Contrary to the truth.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 6. Who being in the form of God,
Who
being in the form of God,
okay,
thought it not robbery to be equal with God.
Who did that?
Hey, the Son, man. Hey, he gave all reverence to the Father, man.
Oh.
Even though he could have pulled full rank.
Yeah.
He could have pulled full rank.
Because guess what? The Father gave him what?
The full reigns to the world.
He said, I gave my son all power.
All power. Full keys to the car.
Not some power, but
all power. So he could have did it.
Could have did.
But he said, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. But watch. Go ahead.
But what was the son showing you right there?
Hey, how humble he was.
Woo, said
watch this. Watch 7. Look how heavy it is.
Go ahead.
But made himself of no reputation.
Now, yeah, be honest with yourself. Right now, be honest with yourself. We teach, street teach, preaching, all it. How sometimes, before you know it, because your flesh moves, hey, we did that. You know, son never did none of that.
None of that.
None of that. He's like, he always thought about his father. He always thought about his people. About the Father people became his people. Because what? He got adopted. We got adopted to what? Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying now.
Man, and you're right too, man. At the beginning, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that the Most High tells you that, man. That, you gotta be humble, man.
Humble. What do you say? You gotta be humble as a child.
Humble as a child.
We all know the child don't know how to do nothing but be humble and tell the truth. When they first come out their womb, before they get incorporated with this garbage, all a child know is the truth.
You're right too, man.
That's all a child know.
Man. All right. In verse 6, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon the form of a servant.
Oh, don't tell me the son was a servant. But we can't serve nothing.
Can't serve nothing, brother.
We go to the job and say, I ain't gonna cuss today. We go to the job today and say, I ain't doing nothing. And bet nobody tell me. Now how you being a servant? And you can't even, the Father bless you with a job. Bless you with a job, and you can, take care of your business, what you need to take care of, what he allow you to take care of.
Yeah.
But you just told your boss, man, you don't talk to me. You can't tell me what to do.
And he showed the perfect form of being a servant too. Because not only did he humble himself and do the full servant moral of the Father, but then like I said, within that, like we always say in video games, he did submissions like washing the apostles' feet.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Going in other people's house, asking is there anything that he could do for them before, you know what I'm saying, just for them to stay there tonight. But yeah, he the Messiah though.
Exactly. Building chairs was the best carpenter in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He always was a servant to his people.
To his people.
If they were sick, he go help them. And we talking about he walking far. Man, we don't even want to walk up to the gas station, and we can look at the gas station. Don't want to walk up to it. Think about it.
Right.
We don't even want to get up and go get a bottle of water. It's sad out here, Israel. You know,
Right.
we got to come about them old lazy ways. And yeah, I said lazy ways.
Right, too.
Go ahead, King.
He said, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross.
Just think about it. You knowing you about to die, and you got to humbling yourself.
Knowing you about to die, and knowing you about to die for a disobedient, gainsaying
You just
people.
took it out
Man.
of my mouth. All praise, King. All praise. And how many of our people really care? I just say how many, because if you care, you will change. But these are people. This is what they say.
That's that
I
Acts.
don't change for nobody.
That's that Acts 3:19, man.
Exactly.
Repent and therefore be converted, man.
But our people tell you quick. And I know you done heard the King. I ain't changed for nobody. Well, like, okay, I'm just saying this. If you was a man in the truth and you had a worldly woman and she tell you that she ain't gonna change,
It's crazy.
you need to leave.
Man.
You need to go about your business. Because yeah, that's vice versa, same thing. There's a woman had a worldly man. And he said to his wife that I'm not gonna change. It's time for you to leave that alone. But what do? They say it costs the money. Because the life is good, but he beating your tail. Like I said, I ain't gonna cuss tonight. But I'm just trying to get my point across. I've seen too many women get whooped and beat because they stand with a joker they ain't meant for them to be with, but they don't want to go through no hardship. But you still going through hardship, getting your brain beat out your head. Black eyes can't be seen in weeks. And them ain't kings, we call them cowards. But that's what they like. Anything else, King?
No.
Well, let's go to John 11, verses 51 through 53. Oh, I like this right here. Hey, y'all about to get a little treat for this one. Go ahead, King.
This is the book of John, chapter 11, verse 51. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation.
What nation?
For that nation.
Keep reading.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad. Then from that day forth they took counsel together for to put him to death.
Okay, now why they were putting him to death though? Because of what? Go right back up to verse 52.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad. That same precept, James 1:1, man.
But he
To
came
12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad.
But he came for everybody. When I see clear the nation with no S on it, I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying that so they let you know he come for everybody.
For that nation only.
Exactly.
All nations though.
This nation.
For that nation only.
Exactly.
But that also he should gather together in one, right? So make them one body. The children of God, right? That were scattered abroad.
Who was scattered?
The Israelites, man.
We can go all the way back when the first group got scattered. Now we got scattered. Our ancestors, got scattered. Something else, go ahead, King. Verse 53.
Verse 53. Then from that day forth they took counsel together to put him to death.
Ain't this something? Our people know. Our people took counsel to put him to death.
After he was trying to gather them together.
Exactly, help them out.
But that let you know when you're a friend of the world, though, King.
Oh yeah, I want to see my brother dead on friend to the world. I ain't got nothing good for him. Because the first thing, I'm telling you, I know this, brother, you know this. I'm going to say a little story real quick. I'm going to make it real quick. I work with guys didn't like me, and I knew it. It didn't bother me none because, you know, like the brother, like the father said, you gotta love your people, regardless how they feel about you. Love them. Because if you don't, you might well be just like them. What make you different? You hate them because they hate you. You got to be like, okay, you got to be the bigger man. Okay, you might hate me, but I still love you, brother, but I ain't got to deal with you. Just saying. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, you ain't gotta deal with them if you don't love them. I mean, all you gotta do is love them, and that's it. You ain't gotta deal with them.
Mm-hmm. They go to Psalm 118:8.
All praise, man.
Pray.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, he said you gotta love your brother.
Got to.
If you don't, hey, Amos 3:3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How can two walk together unless they're in agreement? So, I
Well
mean,
said,
if y'all not in
man.
agreement, you can't walk with them, and hey, you ain't gotta hate them not to walk with them.
Exactly.
Just don't walk with them.
Just don't walk with them, exactly. Let him go and lead himself onto that ditch.
You know
You
what I'm
already
saying?
won.
If you, hey, Ezekiel 3:17,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're a watchman for your brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 118, we'll say verse 8.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man.
Now, why y'all think he said to trust in him rather than man? What? Oh, like I said, I'm trying not to, go out the way this lesson. But I'm gonna say this: do the father have to use the restroom? So why I'm gonna trust somebody that got to do the same thing I got to do? Same thing I got to do, he got to do. Instead of trusting in the Creator, the Father, the Son, they can do all things. I don't know. Our people, they love to trust man, and cuz know my favorite verse. And I think we need to go to it. I think that verse 43, John chapter 12, verse 43. We need to say that real quick, cause that verse right there go right along with that verse.
John what?
John 12 and verse 43.
It's the book of John, chapter 12, and verse 43. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
Don't we see that all the time?
Man.
That just go right back to that verse when he said, trust him and not man. So tell me what the difference? I don't see no difference in it.
They love the praise of man.
Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 21 through 22.
Chapter what?
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 21 through 22.
And they love.
I tell you, our people. Go ahead, King.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 21. For since by man came death.
Adam?
Yeah. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead.
The Son.
Come. For as in Adam all died, even so in Christ shall all be made alive.
That just, the Father just giving you understanding. Through the first man he created, gave you death. But his Son gave you what?
Life.
Ain't that something? All praise to the Father.
All praise.
Let's go to Psalm 56, verse 11.
Amen. To the Son, man.
So everything got to go through him.
Everything.
You can't even pray to the Father if you don't pray to the Son first. Father ain't trying to hear it.
At all.
Some though. Go ahead with it, King, when you get there.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 56 and verse 11. In God have I put my trust.
Who?
In God have I put my trust.
One more time.
In God have I put my trust.
Okay.
I will not be afraid. What can man do unto me?
What can man do unto me? We got to go to one more, King. Hey, you got to find that one.
When he says,
when he said, hey, you can kill the body, but what?
Man.
I feel the one that can kill both.
Man.
I got to hear that. And I'm in lesson with that, Israel. So when you hear this verse, we out after this verse. Ain't nothing there we need to add to this.
Man.
Ain't nothing we need to add once we hear this verse right here.
Matthew 10 and 28.
I just read it. I ain't got to turn to it. Just read it, King.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body.
Who can kill the body?
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
So man can't kill the soul. Keep going.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both.
Who the hell?
Fear him which is able to destroy both.
Oh, okay. Keep reading.
Soul and body in hell.
And ain't nobody do that but the Father.
But the Father.
So I'm gonna leave you with this, Israel. Y'all start being afraid of man and fear the Father and keep His commandments. Because in that way, and only that way, you won't even get His grace and mercy to even get to the kingdom. I ain't saying you're going in the kingdom, just get to it. King, you got something to say?
Man, I'm just, like the lesson said, we gotta continue to just, stop being friends with the world, because the main way of being friends with the world is by disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments.
And that's how you become what?
An enemy of the Father.
I don't think none of us don't want that.
No, man.
So Israel, it been real as always with King
Ariah
and King Porter. With that said, we love y'all. Shalom.